So welcome back. And we're back. All right, Juan. I want to talk to you about this. I was going to call it stupid, but it seems everybody's on it.
What?
Have you seen everybody watching Squid Game? Edgar brought it up.
I only know it because of what Edgar mentioned.
Okay. So what do you know about it?
What he mentioned, that it was like some kind of what was it, like a mystery? No, is it mystery or is it like a horror, kind of like a horror show?
It's suspense. It's a suspense. It's on Netflix. It's called Squid Game. It's supposed to be like an intense game of like you save your life playing these games, right? And I'm seeing it like on social. Of course, this is how these things get popular. Is when you see it come up like on Facebook, Instagram, people talking about it, even in person, right? It like inundates into your life. He brought it up, and he started talking about how he started to watch it, like some of it, and then it got me thinking of the things that we would watch when we were young. I know some of this stuff is pretty bad, like it's pretty intense now with like all the like the amazing like animatronics and all of the things that they can do now,
right, to
like make things seem or look real as possible. But got me thinking about the things that we would watch. We, now that you look back on it and you'll see like Friday the 13th, Freddy Krueger, I Know What You Did Last Summer, things like that. You know what I mean? With my nieces, I watched the movie The Craft. Do you remember that movie?
Yeah. It's like about witchcraft, right?
But about like crafts, craft, like not craft, like manualidades, not crafting, like putting, like sewing things together, but like craft, like, oh, I'm going to put like a spell on you type of thing situation, right? So we watched it, and there was this one portion where she was like having her back like peeled off because they did like a spell, so she could, her insecurity was her back, the scars on her back from being burned when she was little or something like that. And they did like something, and anyway, but that it didn't, like, it looked gross and you're like, ew. But now with the way like these makeup artists, what are they called? They're not makeup artists.
Well, it's not it's some of it is makeup and some of it is CGI.
What is that?
It's like it's a version of animation that can add special effects.
Okay.
So sometimes it makes it look different. So there's so much that they can do with makeup, and then there's so much that they can do with technology. Yeah.
So the makeup part of it now, like there's a lot more things like using putty and stuff like that to make things look realistic.
Well, have you seen that? What's the name of that actress? The one that comes out in that movie, Molly's Game. So the same actress, Chastain, Jessica Chastain, she's doing the movie of Tammy Faye, who was I think she was from the 700 Club. She was a Christian, and I was watching something on her and the way they were doing her makeup. They said she had to spend like hours every day in makeup because she was going through like when that lady was young, and then when she was older, and then when she got oldest. And then the lady wore a lot of makeup, so she had like she was very distinctive. So when you just see the picture, you know what character she's playing.
Okay.
Because she was like a big thing in like in the 80s and the 90s.
Okay.
But that's like it made me think of that because of the makeup. They had she was showing how much makeup they had to put on her, like to make her look like her.
Yeah. So my point that I'm trying to come here is that we would watch things like that, right? Like all of that stuff that you could obviously, like Jaws, like you could tell like it was like a fake sometimes, and there wasn't really any real danger. They like would zoom in or zoom out and stuff like that. And from my experience, I don't know if you remember this, Juan, but there used to be something called Faces of Death.
Faces of Death? Like in the movies? Or like
no,
in TV?
It wasn't a movie. It was like a real thing.
Like you mean when actors would make death face, like they were going to die or something in a movie?
No. So Faces of Death was, I don't want to call it a series, but there were episodes of when people were actually caught dying, by accidents. So for example, I remember there's this one where they were boating like on a lake, and there was a girl, and the boaters, some of them were drunk. There was like spring break or something like that, and she was like in the water, and you can just see the boat like run her over.
But like true stories,
yes, true stories.
I don't think I ever watched that.
You've never watched that? You never heard of Faces of Death? Okay.
I know they had a lot of shows like that on cable, where they showed you a lot more, and it was a lot more than you would see on regular TV.
Okay, so think about the Mexican newspapers, like at the border, like, you know how they would like
it's more sensational over there.
Sensational.
They show a lot more.
Correct. So this is all like home videos of people getting caught, like falling from something and
people basically having accidents or dying or whatever.
Yes, yes. And they would have series of them.
Well, I've seen the YouTube channels that do that.
Okay. So I don't know if they're still out there, but I remember I would have friends and they're like older siblings, and they would just have them, and they would watch these.
Oh, okay.
And I remember being terrified as fuck. And when something was going to happen, they would be like, oh my God. And I couldn't watch it. Like I don't know. Like I don't know. So I was never like a big thriller of that sort. And I've always been like a chicken shit, to be honest, for anything scary or suspenseful. Like it gets me like too emotional.
Well, I like the silly suspenseful, like when you said Jaws, like I liked watching that, like, because in the moment, I think it was different though back then, because I think when you went to the theater back then, you would go to the theater and it was the suspense of everybody being in the room. It wasn't like that it was so believable what was actually playing out on the screen. It was just that it was the element of surprise, so you didn't expect it, or you like they like queued it up with the music, like you start hearing that creepy music, like and then all of a sudden, you know, something like you didn't know, you knew something was going to happen, but you didn't know exactly what.
Yeah.
And then it would happen.
Yeah.
And then everybody in the theater would react. Or if you were at home watching it with your friends or with your family, like everybody would have the same reaction. Everybody would jump, or, you know, or like then you'd always have like somebody in the family or like a friend who'd come behind you and sneak up and like
whenever scare the shit out of you as you're watching a scary movie.
Yeah, whenever you were watching something like that. So I like that, and then I also like the silly suspenseful. So like there's like movies like Sharknado and things like that where they're like it's raining sharks and the sharks are killing the people. And to me, like, I like those movies because they're just silly and like, and they're supposed to be scary. They're not really scary. They're silly, and they do have a little bit of suspense. Not as much as the other ones. Yeah. But they have enough suspense to keep you entertained.
Yeah. So so I'm too emotional of a person for me to watch anything that's gonna scare me or that's gonna keep me like at the edge of my seat. So I don't like horror, and I don't like suspense.
But did you used to like horror before?
I never liked horror, and I never liked suspense. I thought when I got older, I was like, oh, when I get older, I'll be able to do it. No, I can't.
The movie that used to scare me was not scare me, but I do remember that when I watched Nightmare on Elm Street, Freddy Krueger, like that.
I used to even hate saying his name.
Yeah, that would give me like, I would be like, you know, ooh, like, and then we would poke fun at each other, and we would say, oh, look, and there was a street a street called Elm Street in Houston. Yeah. Every time we drove by that, we would say, Freddy Krueger. We tried to scare each other. And then you acted like you were tough.
Okay, you know what?
And I grew up with two brothers, so we always were poking fun at each other. But that one and the other one that I was going to say was Candyman. You remember how they were doing that?
I don't remember that movie. Again, I didn't watch a lot of these because I'm too emotional. Like I'm a chicken shit. I'm a scaredy cat. Call me what you want.
But the thing about Candyman is like, it was like, I guess it was almost like a TikTok challenge, because it wasn't on TikTok, but everybody like would tease each other and say, oh, go in front of the restroom and say Candyman 5 times. Like, if you're really not scared, go and do it in the restroom. And nobody wanted to do it because everybody was like, no, I don't want to do it.
Which one was the one that you would do it in the restroom and it was supposed to be like a woman's name?
I don't know. I just remember the Candyman one that you were like, go in the mirror and say Candyman.
I think we talked about this last year around Halloween, how we would scare each other. Like, and that's the one that I remember we'd like turn off the lights and we like say something and then like you splash water on the mirror and then we all like come out of there running, like idiots. Like, what the fuck were we? And then I used to be scared to go to the fucking restroom alone.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was
like,
so stupid.
Yeah, because that's the thing. Like, even though you knew it wasn't real, when it was nighttime, when it was dark, then you didn't want to go. You didn't want to get up. You were kind of like in your head. I'll hold it. Yeah. I'll wait. Or, hey, come with me. Yeah. Or like, is there a flashlight in here that I can take with me? because it was like it did get to you. It made you like it. I guess it didn't make you like it did make you scared, but I guess it wasn't really like you were truly scared. It was just like you were like still remembering all of that.
The movie that I wanted to mention also, the one that I had a hard time. I would like to watch it, but I would always like put my head down or like look away when it was too gross or it was too like oh no, like I don't want to be like afraid. Was Beetlejuice.
That was never scary to me. Beetlejuice?
Yeah, Beetlejuice.
But I do have one that is kind of like that I was kind of scared of, but I just had it and I forgot what it was.
They like coming and they won't go home.
Is that from Beetlejuice?
Yes, it is. Every time the song, like I want to hear it.
No.
One step. Okay, go ahead.
It'll come back to me, but I don't remember. Okay. I was gonna say a movie that it reminded me of that I was scared of that movie, and now I'm like, I can't believe that I was scared of that movie.
Yeah. No, I'm still scared of them. I'm so scared of them. So I don't think I'd be good at watching Squid Game. I don't know the obsession with watching people like not suspenseful but like when you watch like Saving Private Ryan.
Oh, you know what he said when we were talking about it? Now it's coming back to me. He said that we were talking about it, and he said it's kind of between Parasite and the movies where the Purge movies.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it was like between Parasite and Purge. And both of those movies, like when you watch them, if you really pay attention, they do kind of stay with you.
They do.
Because it makes you think, like Purge from the perspective of like, you know, what we really are capable of as human beings, you know, that we can, you know, if it comes, you know, push comes to shove and it's like you or me, you know, then it is you or me.
Oh shit! No, you never think of life like that. Like it's either you or me, home slice.
And then
and the idea it's gonna be you. You know what I mean? Like what the fuck?
And then Parasite from the perspective of like, you know, there were so many reality things. Like you saw that one, right? Parasite with us.
I did.
Yeah,
I did.
And that
it
wasn't really a scary movie.
It was not.
It was more.
It was a little
of a thriller.
It was suspense.
It was more like a thriller, and it was more like something that's supposed to make you think. And so
it didn't make me think.
It did make me think. It made me like walk away from it, and I still remember it. I still think about it. I still think about it
until the end. It made me think.
Yeah.
Like, was it all in his head?
Yeah, like it made like it still stick. Like I still like remember that movie, and when I see it, sometimes I think, oh, maybe I'll watch it again, and then I remember that I still think about it, and I think, no, that's not okay. I don't want to watch it, even though it was a really good movie. I just like, nah, I don't want to.
You don't know what's the risk.
I don't want to go back to that. You know, like thinking like, because it also is kind of like
it stays with you.
It kind of gives you like an ugly feeling because you know that it's true. What happens in there could really happen in real life.
It stays with you. That stuff stays with you, and I don't like to put myself in the position that it's going to be too much, I guess, for me to like comprehend. Like I don't need to comprehend it. I would hate to think that I'm ever going to be in that situation. Yes, I like to discuss it. I like to talk about it in terms of like actual things that have actually happened. So I like real life, like reenacted things that happened like in times past in life. But I don't like the like gory stuff about it.
I just remembered the two movies that I was embarrassed.
What are they?
So one was Chucky.
Oh my fucking god!
Now I can't believe that I was ever scared of Chucky.
I'm still fucking scared of it.
I'm embarrassed that I was ever scared of Chucky, but I was.
I still am.
And I think I was like an older, like I wasn't a young kid when I was watching Chucky, and I was scared of him. So I'm like embarrassed of that.
The creepiness of like a fucking, like, you know what I mean? Like one thing is that like your eye to eye level with what's gonna happen, but then something like not even at your kneecaps.
Because he would always come with the
yes.
And it's like, why didn't they just kick him or burn him or like throw him away?
The part of it that bothers me is the deception, the deceivious part of it, where he's so malicious and like dusting and puts things in play where you're gonna get hurt. Like that is the fucking part. You know, like the Gremlins.
Or that made me. Yeah, I was thinking of the what is the name of that movie where it wasn't scary, but it was also another one that was suspenseful, with Macaulay Culkin, where it was the son, the good son, or something like that.
Yeah.
Where he had
the other son,
he
the
like,
good son.
got rid of the good kid.
Yeah.
But like that made me think about that because you said the bad kids.
Yeah. But the Gremlins, I remember.
I like the Gremlins. I do
like the fucking laugh, dude.
Or the Leprechaun. You remember the Leprechaun movies?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Leprechaun movies. And then the other one that I can't believe that I ever was like, that I let it scare me was the Blair Witch Project. Because it was like, really nothing.
I watched half of it. I couldn't watch all of it because it was so isolated on like a light, and they like would move too much, and I was like, okay, I can't do this.
All these years, like years later, I watched the movie again, and in my mind, I was thinking, wow, like I can't believe that scared me. I can't believe that actually scared me because nothing really happened. Nothing really. They were just walking around the woods with their with like cameras, one person. And they just get like kept losing. You never saw somebody dead. You never saw somebody hanging. You never saw anything.
The point was of like some like
it was just like a mystery. Like it was just meant to scare you to believe that that could happen to you.
Yeah. You know which ones I like? It's when they're like murder mysteries, when the like lights go off and they come on and somebody's missing.
Oh yeah, I like it when they
and they need to figure it out. It's like a puzzle.
There was one that they did recently that where was it Knives Out or Knives something?
Okay,
no, you didn't see that one? It was like it was on Netflix or something like that. So I don't know if it was in theaters first or it was just like a Netflix. But I know like who was it? I think Cate Blanchett is in it, but a bunch of other like celebrities are in it. But it was I think it's called Knives Out.
Okay,
and it was like that, where it was like a mystery and you didn't really know who it was. I like those where they surprise you at the end.
Yeah.
Where at the end, when you like, when the movie finishes, you're like, oh, I didn't realize that person was the one. I had no idea that was
that was a killer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like the Scream movies. I still like the Scream movies.
Oh, those I like.
Yeah.
Those can still scare the shit out of me too. But those are good intense. Those are like a soft intense. Like, you know what I mean? Those are like soft horror.
But I like the way that they
really like, they don't like seep into my dreams.
Well, what I liked about the Scream movies is that they, at the beginning, they were scary, and then they realized that people weren't really scared of those movies anymore, and the genre was changing, and then they started having more fun with it.
Yeah.
So like I really liked the
Wayans brothers.
I really liked the girl in from Friends, Courtney Cox. I really liked her in those movies with the guy she was married to, because they were really funny together. Like they were really funny together, and it was like they knew nobody was taking it serious, so they were just having fun with it.
Yeah.
And I really liked that. And then they had like the lady from the Roseanne in there. The sister.
Oh yeah. I forgot her name.
I think they like started having like a lot of fun with the movies as they like started making the sequels.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, like I like that they're having fun.
But for sure, the first one's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're always like running around, and then they had the remake of all the scary movies. It was called I think they were literally called Scary Movie Part 1 and Scary Movie Part 2.
Yeah, with the Wayans brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah, the remakes of all the scary movies.
And those were funny too.
Yeah.
Those were funny too.
Yeah. Those were funny. Those were good.
Yeah. But yeah, there was a lot of like scary movies and scary shows. Like even like, I guess, are you thinking just like horror shows is what you're thinking about?
No, so it was just the Squid Game that people were bringing up, and that I seen somebody post about it earlier today, and I thought to myself, if I started this series, would I be okay with it? Would I be okay with watching it? And then I was like, no, probably not a good idea. Probably not. There's a lot of shows that I start and stop because it's too intense for me, or it takes too long. For example, like The Handmaid's Tale. Like I started it and then I stopped because I was like, this story is taking forever.
Yeah, I try not to start any shows now because I know that if I start it, I'm gonna want to watch it. Like there's a show right now that I really enjoyed the first season, and I want to watch the second one, but I don't want to start it because I know I'm gonna want to watch the whole thing.
Which one is it?
It's what is it called? It's with Jennifer Aniston and Reese Witherspoon. It's on Apple TV.
Oh,
the one about there being the morning show. The morning show. That's what it's called. Yeah. I saw the first season. It was really good.
Yeah.
And I wanted to watch the second one. I was actually at the beginning when I finished the first season. I was waiting, and it took forever to make the second one.
Okay.
And when they finally announced it, I got excited, but then I was like, I don't want to watch it because I don't want to start it because if I start it, I'm gonna want to finish the whole thing, and I don't want to do that right now. So I'm waiting until I have a good window, and then I can be like, okay, I'm gonna watch that show. And then that Ozark show, remember we were watching that?
Yeah.
They're going to bring back a 4th season.
What?
Yeah.
Didn't they die off already?
But I saw it the other day that they...
Oh, no, that's right. They got on the helicopter and left.
So I saw that they're going to have a 4th season. So I was
Okay.
like, oh, wow. Like, that's another one that I did want to watch that was good. Mm-hmm. So, like, those are, like, 2 shows that I try not to get too much into shows anymore because I was like...
Not too involved.
Because I'll get, like, hooked on them. Well, you know, like I watched all my reality shows and like
you rewatch them. That's the sad part. I'm like, you already know what's gonna happen. Why do you rewatch the reality show?
So I watch them and I like as background noise, and I just like, but then I get so invested in them that I'm like watching them and like, oh, but look, hold on, let me pause it.
I gotta go to the restroom. I gotta pause it. But you already know what's gonna happen.
Like, hold on, let me pause it before I want to see when they fight.
So the morning show is good.
The morning show is really good.
Okay, I might watch a few episodes of that.
Yeah, that one's really good. That one's worth watching.
You back up on your bullshit, don't belong to me. You acting all sleazy, I don't like what I see. I got all the game, don't get fucked in your brain. I can do you worse than you ever did me first.
My name is Angelica Casares.
And I'm Juan Alanis.
So if you're out here and you've left us a rating, Juan, you just told me right now we had a rating, right?
Yeah, I was saying that I was saying that people have a lot of opinions about our podcast and our like.
I don't know if they have it. Like they're not talking about us. They don't have a lot of opinions, but they've left us a review.
No, I say that jokingly because we've gotten a few comments here and there.
Okay. So we're encouraging people to come leave us a rating and a review.
So
you're
right. One thing about us is that we are pretty thick-skinned. At least I consider myself to be pretty thick-skinned.
You are.
So
don't be mean to me.
So we take everything. We take all the feedback that you give us, and we really appreciate it because we feel like this is a learning experience for us as we're kind of learning to do this more and more. And where we started a year ago is not where we are now, but who knows where we're going to be in a year from now if we're still doing this.
Yeah.
But
we're enjoying it.
We wanted to take a moment while you're listening to this podcast to just say thank you for being here. Thank you for listening to us, and to remind you to share this podcast and any other podcast that you might have enjoyed with your friends and family, and to let you know that we're on Apple, Spotify, SoundCloud, all that good places that you can go and listen to podcasts. But you can find all our links at juanofwords.com and on all our social media accounts.
Back up on my piece shit, I don't care if you don't like it. I'm really different, don't gotta show you I'm like that.
Do you have, okay, for me, Juan, you know this about me. I have movies that I watch seasonally. Mm-hmm. Do you have any movies that you prefer around this time?
Like for Halloween?
Yeah, for like Halloween or for Thanksgiving or for like Christmas.
I like I like the Addams Family. Like for Halloween, I like watching the Addams Family, the reruns of that. Uh-huh. And I like watching I watched Beetlejuice like during the holidays too. Just like silly movies, like things that are not like that scary. Like the ones that the scary movie genre, I guess the ones that I will watch is like Jennifer. Like what's her name? Jennifer Love Hewitt. I Know What You Did Last Summer. I can watch her movies.
Like suspenseful stuff. Okay, yeah. So you go back to the classics.
Yeah.
Okay.
And for Christmas, I don't know. Like I can't think of any.
I do go back. I do get very nostalgic around this time. So I go back to the things that I used to do and like as a kid. Mm-hmm. So I'll go back and I'll watch like maybe some Garfield cartoons. I'll watch like Tom and Jerry.
If they put the what is that? The Peanuts Christmas, then I do like listening to the music on that one.
So I do. I enjoy like part of that. And then one that I watch is The Wizard of Oz.
Oh, okay.
I love watching The Wizard of Oz.
Like the old version or like?
The colored one. The old one, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The one with, what's her name?
The Wizard of Oz. Oh, that's the one where they go in the I Need a Brain and the...
Yeah. The four...
I was thinking of Alice in Wonderland.
No.
I was like, wait, I don't remember Alice in Wonderland, but you're talking about the one with Katharine Hepburn?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Katharine Hepburn?
Is it that one? I don't know.
No, I don't think that's the name of the actress.
It's like from the...
It's an older one.
It's the original movie, no?
I don't know if it's the original. I don't know if they made one before that one, but it's colored.
Oh, okay. Oh, no, it's Judy...
Yes, her.
I don't remember her last name.
Yeah, we don't know her last name, but that's her. Not Katharine Hepburn. So I'll go back and watch that, and then I'll go and like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Like I'll do all the classics that I remember, like the 90s kind of like stuff. Mm-hmm. I get really nostalgic around this time.
Mm-hmm. I like watching whatever's on TV. Like Christmas movies, I always get suckered in. like because with the feel good movies around the holidays, and I will get suckered in, but I don't have one that I'll go back and watch.
I do. I especially love those movies.
In your favorite
and then
one.
I start to like recreate like the scenes.
Oh, but what's your favorite one?
The Family Stone.
Yeah.
I'll start to recreate.
Every year, like you finally like let the other sister go.
The other sister. I still love that movie.
But you stop watching it on repeat.
Yeah, because it makes me sad. It makes me sad. I mean, The Family Stone makes me sad also, but that one just, if there's that part where they're at the table and he like yells at her. He yells at what's her name?
That Sarah Jessica Parker,
and then like yells at her, and then like she startles, and then they're it's like that intense moment that it makes it so awkward. It's so like bad that secondhand embarrassment.
It's so bad that she's got me quoting the movie. Like I think like what is the line that I was saying to you is like, I said no.
But yeah, but I get really, so I start to recreate like parts of the movies. Like I'll like just like act them out.
You'll act them out.
Yes. Like I'll act them out, but not like intensely, but like in my mind I'll be like, I'll say something. Or like from The Wizard of Oz. Or the Charlie Factory.
Oh yeah. Oh, you know what? The one movie that I do like watching over like a repeat, and it's like during the holidays. What's Eating Gilbert Grape? I like that movie.
No, that one I can watch once and I'm done with it.
No, I like watching that one. Like, no, I won't watch it like all the time, but I do I do like to watch it like more than like maybe once a year. I'll watch that one.
We'll see. But that's what's up lately. I feel like there is not really many good movies, and the ones that are really good, like the Squid Games, that's supposed to be really good, it's way too intense for me, and so I'm sticking to the classics. I'm sticking to I'll Get You, My Pretty.
But you like the other one,
or
Hocus Pocus? No,
oh my God,
your like movie?
Yes,
You're
I
a Hocus Pocus like fan.
Yes, I do. And like I said, I start to sing the songs that are in it.
Didn't they make a remake or something of that? No.
And now you're gone. So gone.
Weren't they gonna make?
I think they did.
Weren't they gonna make? Or was it with the original actresses? Right?
No.
No, it was no.
It was different actresses. I think they did. I want to say they did. I think I seen the preview.
For some reason, I feel like I thought they were gonna do something with the original actresses.
No. No. Can you imagine? They're old as hell.
I know, but they're doing that a lot now. With like bringing back the actors that are the original actors and doing like new things with them.
Oh, I don't think they're going to be able to move the same way they did.
Yeah. And then
Come little children. No, I'm just go ahead.
No, remember there was a show with the sisters with the girl from 90210 and I think then what's her name? The one from not Who's Family, the one that came out in gosh, what's her name?
Which one?
It was about witches. They were like sisters and they were witches. And it was like a long running show, like and they changed out the actresses and everything. Like they started out with one set of actresses. By the end, it was a completely different set of actresses. But it was it was like one of those shows that people watched religiously. I don't remember what it was, but I remember it was like it was always on TV. Like you couldn't avoid that show. But it was about witchcraft. I think we're like obsessed with witchcraft, no?
What is with us? You think it's a society or just like us and our family? No,
I think in the society, like, because there's so like the witch shows always seem to do like well.
You know, I really want to watch a really good like La Llorona movie. Like I wish somebody would do like a really good one, not like a modern one, but one that's based like out.
I was gonna say they did do a Llorona movie.
Yeah, no, but not like a modern based one. I want one that's like really enthralled into like the Mexican, like, you know what I mean, where they have like a town, and then they have like a small like ranch that they go up to when the Llorona comes and scares you and takes your kids and like really like. You know what I mean? Something that sticks with you.
Like a horrible one?
Like a horror, like a suspenseful. I watch that and hold my eyes and scream all the time. Yeah. I want something like that.
Did you watch the one they made?
I heard it was good. But...
You didn't watch it?
I watched part of it.
Oh, okay.
But there was like one part where I think they were like in a... I think they were like in a cop car. Like she was coming. They were like, I don't know. I was like, that's not her. That's not in the ranch in the pueblos. Like, you gotta put her in her scene. You gotta put her where she thrives.
She looks more like the girl from Saw.
Does she?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, I don't know either.
I just remember. I think I did see that movie, but I don't
Which
think
movie?
That movie, the Llorona. But I don't think I enjoyed it. I was like,
do you remember any of it?
No.
Okay, so that's the point.
I was like, I felt like it was like they were using like even like forced, like they were like forced like Spanglish and stuff, and I was like, that's not enjoyable for anybody. The forced Spanglish.
the forced anything. It's not enjoyable for anybody. Spanglish kind of happens like on your own. You know what I mean?
It has to be natural.
Yeah, I usually find myself doing that when I can't find a word. So I'll force I won't force a Spanglish, but I'll say something and I'm like, what am I trying to say? And I know how to say it in Spanish, so I'll just say it in Spanish.
Yeah.
That's how Spanglish works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you're just talking to somebody that goes back and forth. Mm-hmm. And you just start going back and forth.
Like we're talking about somebody, he this and he that and he this, and I'm like, yeah, ta pendejo. You know what I mean? Like, to me, that's like a thing, but not like, you know what I mean?
Or somebody, when they greet you, they're like, que guapa, or que bella, or like, and then they start talking English.
Yeah, so. Like you approach somebody, you're like, hola hermosa, how are you been? How's it going? Something like,
It's more natural. Like, you know, that's one thing that as I was been watching
movies, it seems to me like movies can't get the Spanglish right.
But you know, that's one thing that as I've been watching on my research.
In your research. Oh, my bad. Excuse me, Mr. Scholar. Go ahead.
In my research watching reality TV. I've been watching the show in Spanish. And
say which end it is.
It's this show that it's called Rica Famosa Latina.
It's with Niurka.
And with Niurka Marcos and the Riveras were in there and everything. But you know, one thing that I was going to say, like, I know. You can send me like
I can send you.
You can make fun of me.
Okay.
You can make fun of me. You can send me like emails making fun of me.
Okay.
Yes, so
we have the go.
Huh?
We have the go.
You have the go.
All right.
No, but that show, you know, one thing that like I've noticed that I've enjoyed is like the Riveras were really good at like switching really quick, like from English to Spanish, and they did it very naturally.
Okay.
And I feel like, you know, there's something about it that I just like I identified like really with it because I was like, man, like it's like, I was like, whoa, like you don't expect them to like talk so like to switch so well, and it's like, damn, it's like they're one of it's like there's somebody right here in the neighborhood, like there's somebody like from, you know, that's from our like area that grew up around our area. I know, but you never see it on TV.
Oh,
you never see it.
Or like if you're talking to your mom, you're talking like Spanish, and then all of a sudden like you'll talk English because you're talking to your sister.
Yeah, like it's
so fast.
It's like Mexican. It's like, I guess it's like Mexican Spanish. It's like Mexican Spanish, and then they switch to like Chicano English or like just regular English. But it's like it's the words that are used, it's the expressions that are used, it's the way things are like you know, like way and this and that, like words like that, and like and they don't, and it's not like so much like the DF, like que hueva and all this other stuff. It's more like the real like regional music, like you
northern.
You go to the dances, you go to the pulga, you know how to eat a gordita, you know.
Damn all that.
And it's like, it was like, wow. Every time they did it, I was just like, man, that's like, I enjoy it. Like
it's
watching.
Your cousins or something.
Yeah, like I enjoy watching that.
Like it's your family.
You don't ever see it.
Yeah.
Like you do see people and like everybody else. Like what I was telling you about, like the reason I like the show is, and been watching the show, one of the reasons, I won't say it's the only one, but one of the reasons I liked it is because I felt like they had a lot of people from different countries. So they had like Argentinians, they had like Cubans, they had Venezuelans, they had Mexicans, and I like to see them all interact with each other, and they all use like their different accents and this and that, and then they each used each other's like words. So like they would be like, oh, hey, boludo, que boludo, and they would like the Mexicans would say that to them, and then the Argentinians would be like, no, güey, ya párale, güey, or something like that. And I was
they would like borrow the words to like, yeah, that's cool.
And I was like, I like the way that they like interchanged the code, like their language, like their words. It was like, so I liked that about it, and it was interesting. But when I noticed after the Riveras got off the show, there wasn't really a lot of Mexican like Spanish like that anymore. So I was like, man, they kind of made the show like really interesting too
for you.
For me, because of the way they talked. So I was like,
that is cool.
So I was like, I never like noticed that before because I hadn't watched a show where there were so many different Hispanic cultures together,
So you
all talking
identified for
Spanish.
sure when they were on.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I never really watched them. Because you always give me the highlights. You're always like, guess what happened on this show.
You wouldn't enjoy it.
I wouldn't enjoy it?
No, it's too dramatic.
Okay, but you would usually, Juan will come and give me the highlights. He'll be like, guess what happened? I'm like, what happened? They fought. She like grabbed her and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, all that, Juan? Like, is this the way we're spending our time? And he's like, no, it's like, you don't understand. Like, and he would give me the rundown. He was like, this is why she was wrong. And this is why she was wrong. And this is what happened. This is the backstory. And I'm like, I think I watched the goddamn show myself already at this point.
No, it wasn't like that. You're making it sound like you're making it sound like I gave you a recap every show.
You do. Oh my god.
No, like it was because there's certain things that would happen on the shows. Like there were certain things, like certain situations, and then I would wonder, like if that's a thing with like
if that's serious.
Like with all women, or if that's a thing, like not even with all women, but it was like, I wonder how, like, what your opinion was of a situation like that. And so then I knew you weren't gonna want to watch the show or the episode, so I was like, let me just tell her what it's about.
Lies.
And get her perspective.
Lies.
Oh, you're lying. See, this is why I can't talk about this stuff, because then she tries to make me look really like. She's like, I'm gonna like expose you all the way, and I'm like, no, you're like exaggerating a bit.
What did you just say? What did you expose me all the way?
Yeah,
you're gonna put me out there. He picks up language that we don't use.
And I'm like, man, Angelica, you're like, no, I'm just like, I do watch it. It's for entertaining, but I don't recap every episode.
He should.
I gotta explain. People.
He should have a recap and a reaction channel.
I should do a recap YouTube channel and just do that.
He can. He totally can. He can even like revert back to like the things that are like some with others, like the Real Housewives with this other reality show. Like Juan is on it. He's the game when it comes to reality shows.
But now I'm like. Now, like, what I didn't like about it, so I finished they only had five seasons, and I finished all 5 seasons. And what I didn't like is that I guess they got canceled like suddenly, because it was just kind of like left you on a thing, and there are no more like seasons.
Why did it get canceled?
I think because it was too like dramatic, and I think they were having like.
You were talking about they were having like fist fights.
Oh yeah, like every other show they were having fist fights.
They were throwing like glass at each other that was like broken.
Yeah, they were like it was violent. It was violent. Like
they were coming out with like blood, and I was like, "The fuck are you watching, dude?"
It was violent.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But
I did say that. I was like, you know what? I need to find another reality show that in Spanish that's not so violent, that's not so toxic, because I feel like it's very toxic. Like watching this show. But you know, the thing is, there aren't really that many reality shows in Spanish, and I like reality because it's not scripted. Like I know like it's
for the most part.
I know it's not like real 100%. But I don't know. There's something about like just unscripted that I enjoy. And so I'm gonna have to find. I guess I'll have to find like a podcast in Spanish. A podcast in Spanish. Where people are just talking, but I'm not.
Or they're talking shit.
But not too formal and not too like I guess that's why I've been staying away from sitcoms, because I just feel like I don't enjoy that anymore. And I feel like a series, like I was saying at the beginning, is too much of a commitment.
Somebody, but give him recommendations, please.
So send me some recommendations on Spanish
somebody
language.
Out there has to know some stuff.
Spanish language stuff. I want to listen to Spanish language stuff.
He's lying. Just give him recommendations on like reality TV that you think he'd like, or shows that would. Really
well, you get an idea of what type of content I'm watching. I'm consuming like trash TV. So
anything that relates.
Anything that relates, let me know, and I'll watch it, and I'll give you a review. No.
I'll give you a review. I'll give you a recap.
I'm trying to work on my YouTube channel. Guys, go follow our YouTube channel. We're gonna start doing
we're not.
Recaps.
No, we're not.
Reality shows.
Well, Juan, that's basically it. Today I just want to talk to you about Squid Game and
Puro Chisme.
Puro pinche chisme. And if what you and I wanted to mention that one thing of what am I saying here, Angelica? Use words. Faces of Death, because that kind of like the way it was described to me was like, is it that intense?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. So, I mean, but that's it. That's today's show, because we can go on and on about the things that we like.
We might have given you some good ideas of some retro, like Halloween costumes that you can go back to.
Retro. Or some movies that you watch.
I tried Chucky last year and I didn't do well, so maybe.
No, I don't know what happened last
maybe
year.
you can do better than I did.
You know what? Go watch that last episode. Go watch our Halloween episode. That's fun.
From
that
last
one was fun.
year.
Yeah. You remember that one?
Yeah, I remember.
You remember my issue with that one?
Yeah. You're the one bringing it up again.
Yeah, I am. All right. But that's basically today's episode. I just wanted to talk to you about Squid Game. What have you watched it? What do you think? Should I watch it? Should I stay away? Or do you have any recommendations for me too? Again, I am a scaredy person. I'm okay. Yes, I know that. Just give me recommendations based on like that, but don't scare the shit out of me either.
If you know any really trash TV shows.
Juan still fucking trying to get
in Spanish,
still trying to get his fix.
Let me
know. But yeah, that's it. That's for today's show.
All right. Well, thank you guys for watching. If you're watching us, and if you're not watching us, you know that we are doing video as well. So you can watch us on Facebook and on YouTube, and you can go to juanofwords.com and find all our links there to where we have our videos and we have our podcast. And if you're so inclined, do leave us a rating or a review on Apple Podcasts. We would appreciate it. It helps us to let people know that we're out here, that we're doing this, that we have this podcast, and that we have almost 70-something shows now. So
I know, intense.
I know.
You're still hoping we can reach 100 by the end of the year.
Yeah, yeah. There we go. Almost 100.
Yeah, I know. I want to hit 100. I want to hit 100 before 2021 is over.
I guess we got to go.
So we're going to keep pushing, guys. We're going to keep pushing. But if you like this, leave us a comment, a like, a review. If you leave reviews and likes and shares, more people will get to see this. If you maybe did or didn't like it, and you have a friend who might like this, please send them on over. Don't leave us a bad review. Don't be mean to us. Just recommend to somebody else.
All right.
And with that,
we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.